Hey guys, so we have Sector 3 of Conquest 19 coming up. So this is the Conquest series where we're working to get Ben Solo. There are a ton of First Order and Resistance feats, and there are more Inquisitor feats again. So Sector 3 is the first sector where we don't need to win 14 battles with a specific faction or specific team makeup. So it is a little bit less grindy of a sector in comparison to others. But we do have to make up for it in Sector 4, which we'll get to tomorrow. So just as a reminder for Sector 3, what we're looking to do feat-wise, we need to defeat 50 enemies with Inquisitorious units, which is actually going to be easier than you might think, even with undergeared Inquisitors. And we need to win 20 battles without losing any units, so this is pretty straightforward. You're just going to go through and 3-star your nodes. We also need to gain health steal up 20 times, and we need to gain secret intel 80 times. This is going to be really fast to do if you have particular nodes, which I'll get into. So secret intel, just to be clear, is not when BB-8 pops his special and everyone gets their protection back or whatever. It's just when he does his little wiggle and he gives secret intel to his allies. So let's hop into it, and I'll show you guys what I've been using this sector and what's been working, and we can discuss. Okay guys, so the first team I want to show you is going against this Karth Nest node. Nest is great for farming feats off because she takes so long to kill. So I'm going in with a JTR team. I'm taking the droids and OG Finn. So two things right off the bat with this. One, you're double dipping into your global feat for resistance wins here. But what we're actually going to do is use this to farm secret intel. So you can see BB-8's giving it already by doing his wiggle. All of your damage is essentially coming from Finn and JTR. So what I like to do with this is kill all of the sides except for Nest. So you're going to kill all of the Old Republic characters off here. And I just really enjoy calling everyone to assist. You're going to wiggle all of the time, basically, with BB-8. And you will basically take this down to the wire because of Nest. You can win this. It's pretty straightforward to win against Nest with this team. I haven't had it time out in a very long time. But the primary goal is to farm all of the secret intel because we do need to get 80 of them. So let's speed this up a little bit because you've got the idea. So basically just wiggling whenever we can. Only worry about the sides. I was keeping Nest stunned just to make sure I wouldn't die too early here. And then she's getting so much bonus protection here that she's effectively just going to stay there. I do want to let her gain turn meter here so she comes out of all this bonus protection if possible. That way we can not worry about timing out and we'll be safe there. But you're essentially just gaining all of the secret intel. You can probably get it all done in one battle, especially if you're going against a Nest team, because you're just going to keep feeding her the stuns and bonus protection and removing turn meter if you're not trying to let her take turns, actively trying to let her take turns. So anyway, so we're going to come up to it really close here. Essentially, Rey is just going to kill her, but we're going to gain all of this secret intel from one team. So Rey's killed her. This was the first one I tried for secret intel. And in one battle, we've gotten 66. So you probably could get all 80 in one if you're not, again, actively trying to let her take turns. If you don't have a full-blown resistance team, another team you can use to gain your secret intel is to go in with your Grievous droids and just sub in BB-8 as your fifth. Something to keep in mind here is because it is a full team of droids, anytime BB-8 does his wiggle, you are going to be making him taunt. So just keep that in mind when you're picking whatever team you are going against. I probably wouldn't necessarily go against the Mon Mothma team, but it's pretty straightforward. The same idea applies. You're just going to wiggle nonstop with BB-8, spread his secret intel throughout the whole droid team here, and then either win or time out, because you don't need to win necessarily for this to count. You just don't want to forfeit. And then you'll have your secret intel done. So we will just speed this up a little bit again. All right, so again, really straightforward. All you're doing is wiggling. BB-8 does die for me in this battle, which, to be honest, I wasn't that upset about, because I had already gained so many secret intel from the battle beforehand that it just wasn't really a factor for me to worry about. But I'm just trying to keep the team target locked, kill them off slowly here, and we will eventually be done. All right, there we go, guys. So again, if you don't have a resistance team to stick him on, or a nest node, I would do that. I highly would suggest doing it against a nest node. So you can see in 2 battles we got it done, 80 secret intel, no problem, while we're making our way through the sectors. So now let's look at gaining health steal up. So obviously Grievous gains it when he does his second special. That is one way to do it, but you're only gaining 1, so it's going to be really tedious. I found the fastest way is to do it with Palpatine. You can sub in Grandmaster Yoda as well on the team, because he will share the health steal up after Palpatine's given it to him with his special. I just don't personally find it necessary to do it, because you're able to get this feat done fairly efficiently while you're making your way through the sector. So you can see here, again, I picked a nest node just so that I could try to make the battle last as long as possible. I'm going to remove her turn meter, because I want to, again, have the best chance possible for Palpatine to get another turn and get his health steal up special back. I like having Mara on this team in particular, because it's a lot faster to cycle through his cooldowns with her, with the bonus turns that he's gaining and just all the turn meter being fed. So you can see we've got 1 more turn to go. Thrawn's there just to swap the turn so Palpatine can take another one, and we've got another 4 because Gideon is buff blocked there. But I'll take another 4 and then it's over. So that is probably one of the fastest ways to do it, is with Palpatine. Again, you can add Yoda if you really want to get it done extra fast, but it's not totally necessary. All right, so let's do some Inquisitor kills here. I really want to try to make it work against a Geos squad. So I am going in with the Volatile Accelerator and Amplify Agony build. I have a Zealous Ambition disc equipped, and there is a reason for this. So what we're going to do here is go against Geos with Traya. So when they attack out of turn, they're obviously, harming themselves that way. We want Watt, and you want a pre-tank. So I like to take Jedi Master Luke. You want the healthiest pre-tank you can get, so that you can have him taunting the entire time. 5th Brother and 7th Sister are really good to have here. One, you don't want 9th Sister because she's going to taunt with her AoE, so you don't want her risking being killed off. But 5th Brother and 7th Sister are healer and support characters, so that Zealous Ambition disc is going to work really well for them. Jedi Master Luke is great here to ability block everyone off the start, and then you can start getting some kills in. Obviously, my Inquisitors are not super strong, and the Amplify Agony and Volatile Accelerator build is going to steal a couple of these kills from you. So this only gets 2, however it is doable. I ran them down to about 60% stamina. I was getting 2 consistently, so I don't think it would be much more efficient. So the team that actually is probably the better option to do this against is the mini boss in Sector 3, which everybody has access to. And I took the exact same team in. So we want 5th Brother and 7th Sister. You want your tank, so Jedi Master Luke, and you want Watt here. Again, because Fifth Brother and Seventh Sister are support and healers, if you have Zealous Ambition discs, you definitely want to throw them on there in combo with your Volatile Accelerator and Amplify Agni. This one is even better because it's Palpatine lead instead of Traya, so you're also going to get your health steal up this way. So again, you want to AoE and ability block everyone if you can. There are no AoEs on this team, which is great. So you know that they're only going to hit Luke here. And then you're just going to go and start hitting people. You're going to get your health steal up here, which is great. And then the Inquisitors are going to go and finish everything off. So you're getting 4 this way. Much more efficient, and everyone has access to this node. So I would definitely farm it off of the mini boss. It will take some time, but it's doable, and that's what matters. All right, so staying on the mini boss, we're gonna win with Luke Skywalker surviving, and it's also going to double dip for our no Jedi, no Sith, no unaligned Force users, because we're gonna do the BAM team. This is probably one of the reasons why I love this team so much, is because it does double dip into this feat when possible. So you only need to do this battle once to make your way through the sector and move on. So again, you do need Volatile Accelerator and Amplify Agni equipped to make this work, and you need BAM's Leadership Zeta as well. And you're essentially just going to go ahead and start shooting people with Han and just keep taking turns and feeding yourself turn meter with the debuffs. And yeah, you are pretty much all set to go. After watching this back, I probably should have just killed BB-8 to start. Just because he gains foresight all the time, but it's not an issue after a while. So 3-star, you're good, and you will get both feats in one that way. All right, and then the only other thing we have to worry about would be the boss node. So this one, I'm honestly going to use the same team. There's nothing fancy or tricky on this boss node. You don't need to let anyone survive or anything like that. This one you do want to win with Scion of Django surviving. So if you don't have him, again, this is another one of those feats that you can't do unless you got him unlocked from past Conquest runs. And it's going to be a full Scoundrel team, so it's going to work fairly nicely together. But again, same idea, same strategy with the BAM lead. You're just going to go in, shoot, feed yourself turn meter, and typically they don't take turns, but they are gaining bonus turns here, which is fine. And you're able to go through and just slowly kill all of them off. And Scion of Django will survive here. So once we have cleared this battle right here, you're going to get the credit for Scion of Django surviving. You'll also get the credit for completing the battle, which gives you that data disc that summons Ben, so the Force DYAD disc. So this disc here, we'll just go to my inventory. It's this purple disc. It is 4 dots. You only need it equipped to win those boss battles that say win with it equipped. You don't actually need to summon him, which means you don't need to have Rey in your leader slot. Because it is 4 slots, I would not put this on until the very end of Conquest when you're done. Only because if you put it on now and do this boss feat, it's taking up 4 slots that you will probably need with other discs as you're making your way through Sector 4 and Sector 5. So you would have to take it off and then eventually put it back on, and you're just charging yourself all this energy that you don't need to charge, and you could be spending that energy on actual battles. So again, I recommend waiting to do those feats once you do get the disc. That way you can make your way through the sectors entirely, finish all the feats that you need to finish, and then go back and equip the disc and do those feats afterwards. All right, guys, so that is Sector 3. It's pretty short and straightforward. It's pretty simple. It is, in my opinion, probably the most straightforward sector that we have in terms of feats. We all have access to that mini boss node, which is going to make a lot of them very straightforward and get to get those Inquisitor kills in, and then it's just a matter of gaining health steal and the secret intel. It's considerably less grindy because we don't need to win 14 battles with X team basically in this sector. So that is pretty much it for Sector 3. We will have Sector 4 tomorrow, which is a little bit more grindy because we have 2 feats that have the win 14. But I will tell you as a preview for it that my sortie is Year 8, and I am using her in Sector 4 successfully. So I will leave you with that little bit of information, a little bit of a tease for tomorrow. But I just wanted to let you know, like, Year 8 is possible on sortie and you can get it done. And I will see you tomorrow for Sector 4.